resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek with David D. Squared and Brian Held. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here are your hosts, Brian Held and D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
Brian Held, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing okay, man. I hate to start the show off on a sad note, but I would like to dedicate our show tonight to the memory of Nathan Smith. He is was an actor and comic book artist here in the Gulf Coast. He lived in Mobile, and he sadly
was super young, right?
Yeah, he was like in his 40s. Folks may have seen him. He was in The Preacher. He did a lot of work down here. I worked on him with him on Hopeless, a Star Wars story. So very sad news about that, and we are definitely a dimmer planet for it. So,
all right. Well,
on another note, we didn't get a chance last week, but we want to give our thanks to Contraflow, their staff and volunteers, for a great event last weekend.
Did we have fun?
You don't remember?
Nope.
Were you too drunk?
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, the parties are always a good time, and we had a blast at Contraflow, and we appreciated being there. We look forward to 2019.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's lay out the show. As always, we'll open up the show with Top Nerd News, followed by your boy, Skungy, with his pick of the week. And in a double dose of torture, we get to hang around with Skungy even longer tonight.
Yes.
When we do what, Brian?
Well, we're going to do our annual Christmas show where we talk about, geeky gifts that you might like to give some folks, because probably like Dave and I, you didn't go out shopping on Black Friday.
Absolutely not.
Right.
I avoided anyone like the plague over the weekend.
And, of course, we'll close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History.
But first... And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now, your top nerd news stories. All right, Brian, what's topping us off tonight?
Well, this weird article popped up that said George Lucas might be shooting an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie next year. And I was like,
what?
Yeah, that's my exact reaction.
At first, I thought it read that George Lucas was off his meds and shot an Obi-Wan Kenobi lookalike. That's not the case, though, right?
No. So,
all right.
Apparently, former UK Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson.
Boris.
Yes.
Are you sure? See, we've been hacked.
Right.
The show's been hacked already.
Fake news. Delivered a speech in Northern Ireland over the weekend, and he said that, his quote, which was the biggest grossing movie last year, was Star Wars. And where does George Lucas propose to make a follow-up about Obi-Wan Kenobi? Northern Ireland. And there's a lot of people who are like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
After the flop that was Solo, I mean, flop is pretty harsh, but it did not hit the standards that they were hoping for with the Star Wars movie. You and I, being super fans, we were still just kind of like, it was a movie.
It was a movie.
I enjoyed it. I didn't want my money back, but I wasn't going to give him any more of it.
I mean, I didn't really need to know that much about.
I'm glad that they poop canned Boba Fett movie, and so we all thought that this was in the can, going bye, But apparently, it's still sticking around, Brian.
Well, and folks are like, this guy is not any kind of industry insider. Like, how is he even a Star Wars fan? Does he understand that George Lucas sold Lucasfilm?
Well, I mean, now Lucas was out there scouting for it like last year or whatever. Now this is before Solo kind of flopped or whatever. So, I mean, he had been out there in Belfast and stuff scouting areas. So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Wait, are you suggesting that Lucasfilm is sending George Lucas out to remote parts of the world in order to keep him out of the studios?
Oh, I see what you did there. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. It's just like Patton. Look, you're going to attack at the Pas de Calais, all right? But really, we're going to go over to Normandy. So you just hang out there and just throw rocks at Hitler, and then we hit him in Normandy. That's what it is. See, and they're gonna give us a little uppercut with whatever the third one is, or whatever. I don't know, a Judge Dredd movie, perhaps.
What a Judge Dredd movie? Is that where we're going?
Well, I don't know. Did you have something more? I was just trying to make an easy segue.
No, that's cool. So yes, Rebellion Entertainment, they have bought a studio for Judge Dredd Mega City 1 and Rogue Trooper, and I am so ridiculously excited about this.
Because it's Judge Dredd or Carl Urban?
Both of those things, right? And it's new content, right? Because we're going to get a series. Now, Carl Urban is not completely confirmed for this, but if he is given a good role that is narratively appropriate for this series, then he'll jump in on it. But what it is it's focused on like young judges just making their way in the Mega City
making
1.
your way downtown in the homebound.
Right.
Yeah, right. They're handing out flowers, not bullets.
Oh,
no, they're handing out bullets.
They're handing out
Dredd.
bullets, yes. But the biggest thing, and what I'm most excited about, is this is new content. The 2000 AD is essentially the heavy metal equivalent of...
Tell me about that one again, because I remember you telling me, isn't this like where the like super soldiers were created or some kind of wackiness? Or
What, for Rogue Trooper?
No, for 2000 AD.
Oh, well, so 2000 AD is like heavy metal in England, right? It's a comics magazine, and it's got all kind of stories that we in America really haven't seen unless you're like an uber nerd like me.
Okay.
And Judge Dredd
Rogue
is...
Trooper, that's not bad.
Right,
Sorry.
Judge Dredd is the premier strip that's in that book, but then you got Rogue Trooper is one of them, where those are the genetic infantrymen.
Yeah, right. And there's just one left or whatever.
Yeah, there was like 100 of them were created, and they're supposed to be these super soldiers, but they all died and were massacred.
Yeah,
and there's just one guy left, and he is patrolling the world of New Earth, which was once this paradise planet, but was ravaged by war. And so the Norts and the Southers are the two warring factions.
The Norts and the Southers.
That's what they're called in the strip. And so they're warring, and our GI, our genetic infantryman, is trying to make his way, to...
It's like Soldier with Kurt Russell.
Essentially.
I love that movie. I don't care what anybody says. That movie was freaking awesome.
It's a great movie, but, the GI talks more than Kurt Russell. And what's interesting is he has, all the GIs had these dog tags, and when they die, their personality gets embedded into it.
Yeah.
And so he has equipment where his helmet, his gun, and his backpack...
Are like his friends, his old squad mates or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The dog tags are plugged into there. So he's not completely alone. He has somebody to talk to and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that
would be interesting.
Yes.
It'd be nice to see something that's on Hulu, though.
We haven't gotten what the distribution channels are going to be yet. Yeah, this is just that Rebellion has spent $100 million. They bought studio space in Oxfordshire, and they're going to start production with Judge Dredd Mega City 1. So we're going to get new content.
Maybe they should avoid tweeting out any more information, because maybe Marvel might steal it.
Well, that's true.
It is. I'll see what I did there. Yes. Segue number 2.
So,
all right.
This writer and artist, Michael Vincent Bramley, who has done work with Image Comics, so he's not in any way, shape, or form tied to Deadpool.
Okay.
But December 2017, he tweeted out, "If Marvel forces you to make a PG-13 Deadpool, just copy the framing devices from The Princess Bride and have Deadpool censoring it for Fred Savage as a bedtime story. A kidnapped adult Fred Savage. There, I fixed it." And
that was like, what, a year before they even started deciding that they were going to make this PG-13 film?
That was 11 months ago, so yes.
Wow.
Yes. So, do they owe this guy royalties?
Check? I don't know. That one's tough, man.
It is tough.
I mean, look, you and I know so many writers where sometimes, if you are not you don't have a great publicist or a publisher or somebody who's really looking out for your best interest, you might put out a storyline or maybe even have it like published in a magazine or self-published or whatnot. It's possible that some of these big guys might steal your idea, and then what? You're going to take yourself and try to, what's this, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, and kind of rail against a big, publishing house saying, it was my idea first, pay me. Yeah. And now with the Twitterverse and Instagrams and Facebooks and everything else that you can put out there, you could say, yeah, it was my idea. I mean, you got people squabbling over who broke news all the time, just like in the sports world in general, for instance.
Yeah.
So that's tough, but that is eerily on point, though. But it is very Deadpool-esque. So I would hazard a guess that maybe they were like, yeah, we spitballed that idea around before, didn't we? In a closed door meeting?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. He just must have, wow, great minds think alike.
Well, and at first I was like, do I really want to go see this? But seeing the latest trailer was actually pretty. Have you seen the latest trailer?
Yeah. I saw it. I was watching it on Thanksgiving Day of all days to be watching it.
Right. Yeah. No. I think it looks pretty good.
All righty. So hey, this is something. Oh wait, we're going to talk about that with Skungy. Forget about it. Moving on. All right. So Orville and Wilbur Wright created a new plane.
No, they did not.
It looks awful a lot like the Spirit of St. Louis.
No,
just saying, putting it out there.
Scientists at MIT have created a plane, and it
looks like Orville and Wilbur.
Well, it does. It does look a lot like it, but it's the first ever solid state plane that is powered by an ion drive. Dave.
Is that like those? Like, did they just strap a bunch of Dyson fans to somebody's ass?
No,
no, not like that. All right.
There's no moving parts. What they
There's
have.
no moving part in a Dyson.
Well.
Sorry.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they have these energized wires that kind of electrify the air and create ions.
Almost to a point of a spark, but without the spark.
Right.
I read the article.
But it went, 60 feet? And that was the length of the whole gym. I'm sorry, 60 meters. And they
stupid limey measurements.
Right.
Actually, we should totally switch to the metric system.
It
would be so much easier.
It would. 200
Sorry,
feet.
America.
Yeah. But they actually had to stop because the gym that they were using didn't have enough space. So, yeah, I mean, this is total Star Trek technology that we got going on here. I'm very excited about this.
So is it a twin ion? Because then it would be Star Wars technology.
Oh, you're right. But it's not. It's just one.
Damn it. Well, I think that's what they use twin ions.
Yes.
All right. So if they can do that, well, good. Then maybe we can propel ourselves further and further away.
All right. Did you want to get a little angry?
Do I want to get angry? You're so adorable. I hate Bill Maher.
Yes.
He is a flaming stick in the turd. Bleeping bleep.
Yes.
Bleeping right in the bleep.
Yeah, no, it's sad, of course, about a week or so ago, he made some disparaging comments about Stan Lee and about our country as a whole, that any country who revered comic books so much, it's no wonder that we have in office who we do. And it shows his complete ignorance of the
fact
matter.
that he said it really like the day after Stan died, or not even the day over, the day after,
right?
Just making these off the cuff remarks. It's like, okay, you know what? Maybe it slipped out of there. Maybe you were thinking about something else. You know, being in the media, I'll give the dude a pass.
Yeah, but he doubled down.
He doubled down. He went to Larry King, the skeleton with suspenders, and basically said, oh, well, you know, I have no angst towards Stan Lee. You know, I'm agnostic towards Stan Lee, but I still think that any country that praises comic books, then you've got a problem. You know what? Bleep you, dude. I mean, what does that have to do with Stan Lee's death? You're furthering some stupid-ass agenda simply because Stan Lee, the creator of some of the most amazing comic books, and a whole entire generation of movie goers, movie fans, people that are actually reading, in a world that is mostly freaking illiterate. You know, hell, man. I mean, like, a lot of these times we get a lot of angry nerds who are like, get your politics out of my comics. They've always been like that, though. It's always been like that. You know, it's almost kind of like you know what? I just had this idea. Bill Maher's an anti-Semite because Stan Lee was Jewish.
Oh, geez.
That's what it is. See? That's what it is. We could all play a stupid-ass game with him.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that Bill Maher didn't have any problems with the paycheck he got from Iron Man 3 when he was in it.
You know, God, yeah, I just find it just, you know, it's easy to use these things to propel yourself out there. I mean, he's already out there doing something. Why would it have to be Stan Lee? I mean, honestly, like, you could you find a more benign figure in American politics than Stan Lee? Because he doesn't get involved in it. I have no idea where Stan Lee stood politically. Not a freaking clue, except
and that's great.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he didn't like Nazis. Good.
Right?
I think that's a universal.
Well, right. But, yeah, no.
Jesus.
I don't even know. Bill Maher. It's very, very sad that the guy actually just doubled down on it. He just needed to stop.
A lot of times, like I kind of trailed off on my response, but in essence, sometimes when you say something like that, you're given an opportunity to walk it back a bit, and he didn't. So obviously, this was. And if it's his true feelings, okay, you know what? Good for you. But obviously, you don't know what's going on out here in the world. You obviously want to use everything to move it towards something else. To be like, just like, this is why we got that dude in the White House. Really? Comic books is why? Why?
Right.
That's it?
Well, and the worst part is even if you absolutely loathe somebody, when they're dead, just let it go. Just drop it. You don't need to say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No, we are 100% on board with that one.
All right.
All right.
Did you want to talk about Julie Andrews or no?
Am I supposed to now? You talk about Julie Andrews, damn it.
Well,
she's going to be a sea monster. That's awesome. She uses the rage of Bill Maher to come back into DC Comics and just bite off people's heads.
So it was previously announced that she was going to be part of Aquaman, and it looks like she is going to be the voice of the mythical sea creature known as Carathene. And
I have no idea what that is. It looks like a giant, lava lobster, like lava crawfish.
The interesting part is the fact that Aquaman is going opposite Mary Poppins Returns on the
and that was funny. She's like, I don't want to take away from Emily Blunt, but I'll play a big ass Kraken on fire underwater in DC. You heard me?
All right, guys.
Skungy's on the phone.
Yeah, when we get back, we're going to have our boy Skungy in his pick of the week. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big day. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Mata Hari, Agent H21 is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
This is Kate Mulgrew for the Week in Geek.
Just kidding. It's Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, the Major from Ghost in the Shell. Listen, or the Tachicomas are going to get you.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
All right, Brian, we have another announcement.
Yes. So you remember our awesome 5-year anniversary party. And
No,
Right.
That's another day I don't remember.
Right. Well, one of the acts that played for us was Glitch Black, and they will be headlining with Gregorio Franco and the Solo Thief in the deck room over at Southport Hall. That's on Friday, November 30th. And tickets are only $5 online right now.
Wow, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. No, and that little deck room is pretty fun. Like, we were in the main hall, but that deck room, it's cool. It's like a smaller little venue, but I mean, you have access to the whole place. But yeah, that's a cool little joint there.
No, it's very nice.
All right,
Southport.
now it's your favorite part of the show.
Yes.
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by GameStop and ThinkGeek.com.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
He might be an idiot savant.
Skungy, what's shaking, bacon?
What is going on, gentlemen? I would like to let you know that I have been through hell and back.
You went to Walmart on Black Friday? What?
No, well, actually, I wound up doing that as well. But yeah, my retail hell is... Whew.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was on Thanksgiving Day, he was at work, Dave.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't call him on Thanksgiving. I'm a bad friend.
Yes.
It's all right. No,
Yes.
we were open 3 to 10 on Thanksgiving.
Sweet Jesus. So it's no longer Black Friday. It's Black Thursday? Is that what it is?
Yeah, everybody's doing it. Walmart does it. Target does it. Everybody does it. They just open on Thanksgiving.
Wow. All right. Yay for holidays.
Yay.
Yay for capitalism.
Yeah. All right, Skungy. What are we talking about today?
One of the games that we had on sale this weekend, Spyro the Reignited Trilogy.
Spyro Gyro?
Spyro the Dragon.
Ah, that guy.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of folks are really excited about this.
You know what? Here's the scary thing. This game outsold Fallout 76 because they came out on the same day.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
There you go, Brian. You know, I'm not surprised. Like in our notes, Skungy, we were talking about how Fallout 76, we didn't talk about it in Top Nerd News. We saved it for you. Fallout 76 has dropped in price again to $35. And some of it is really due to just fan reception of it, critical reception of it, bugs and stuff like that. And Brian, I realized, we've been super crazy busy, but like last time Fallout came out, that's all you and I talked about. We were joking about how many hours we'd logged in and how much of our real life had suffered because of this. I haven't heard a peep from you.
I have probably about 6 to 8 hours total logged since release.
And I'm right behind. I've created my character. That was it.
And that includes beta time, too, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and most of it, honestly, was this weekend. I had some extra time since the holiday.
Yeah, right.
And I was able to finally sit down and play. I'm like level 7 or something.
I played the hell out of Fortnite. So.
Okay.
But, all right, but I mean, your first perception or...
So it is Fallout, and I absolutely love all things Fallout. However, I do feel that there are some elements that are missing or lacking in this version. Yeah,
interaction with people, maybe.
Well, that would help. That would be very helpful. Not that I'm completely unenjoying it. It's just for me the building system, the whole crafting system. That's not why I was in it. I was in it for the narrative and the story and. While I'm getting
I was alone.
Yes.
I was all by myself.
Pretty much.
That's the game.
Yes. So, all right. Well, we don't want to derail Skungy's Spyro.
Whatever. Spyro. All right. Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, it's it beat out Fallout 76 in sales. A lot of people have been waiting for this game for a while. When the Crash Bandicoot remaster came out last year, the next thing everybody's like, "Where's Spyro? Where's Spyro? Where's Spyro?" So this is the first 3 games in the Spyro trilogy. So it's Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon, which were all on the PlayStation 1.
So
and these
they're retreads.
These are actually remasters. So they've completely updated the graphics. It's like you're playing a brand new game. Now they've also tweaked the mechanics of the game. Now they wanted to make them like all three of them feel like one cohesive game. So they revamped the controls. You could play with the classic controls because when the game came out, there wasn't analog sticks, so you couldn't control your camera. You had to use the shoulder buttons. You can do that if you want to, but now they've revamped the camera system. And when you go and play these old games, like video gaming. Playing old games is like looking through rose-colored glasses. You sit there like, I love this game. I remember this game so much. And then you go back and you play it 20 years later and you're like, what was wrong with me?
Right. But for the time, you have to, kind of look back through the lens of time in order to understand it, especially for people.
Turn back time.
Well,
exactly. You gotta take it for what it was, And this game, they've actually completely revamped it. And Toys for Bob, which are the people who also made like the Skylanders and stuff like that, which makes sense because Spyro was part of the Skylander series.
Right.
It gives me really good feelings and hope for the future with remakes because they did so much TLC to this. They did it right. This is the way that you take a game that was in the past and bring it to the future. The graphics, everything from the graphics, the sound, they even like updated the way the grass looks.
Interesting.
They spent a lot of time doing it. And there's tons of content here. There's, like I said, it's 3 games worth of content, new challenges. So they've also added new stuff to it. Of all the platformers that came out on the PlayStation 1, Spyro was always my favorite.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
It was always my favorite. And it's really heartwarming to see it come back and get the attention that it deserves. And if they do this going forward, if more games are made with this kind of caliber of a remake, there's not just like, oh look, we're going to just reskin it and throw it out. Then there's hope for games, keeping their longevity.
I like the rebranding of Resident Evil.
Well, yeah, and they're one of the ones that do it too, and they're actually Resident Evil 2. My favorite Resident Evil is going to be remade and is coming out in February.
Shut the front door! Really?
It's a complete remake.
Like the whole raccoon station, like with her and your boy.
Yeah, her and Leon, where you can,
wow.
which one are you going to play as? 2 totally different stories.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
if you only use the knife
back.
until you get to the police station, you can get an extra skin. It's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. I did
Who in the state? Who has this bus in this police station? Who has these keys? Who runs a station like this?
Hey, real quick, Todd Poyadu was texting me. He's agreeing that 50% of the game is missing for Fallout as well. So I tweeted out also, if anybody has any questions or comments, we're live now. You can listen at WRNO.com or just tweet us your questions or comments or text Brian. He loves people too.
Yeah, I do. I'll absolutely read your comments on the air.
All right, so price and platform, Skungy.
It's on the PS4 and the Xbox One, and it's only $40.
Ah, you're speaking my language, mon ami.
3 games for $40. Look at that, Dave.
3 games for $40.
Wow.
So it's give it a shot. I mean,
and
more people need to see this game.
And Fallout's at $35.
That's true.
Well, it's on $35 right now. It's probably going to go up because right now it's Black Friday weekend, so everything's on sale. But
yeah,
now the prices are going to go back up.
Yeah,
this week.
But
you wait till mid-December. Anybody buying video games, I'll tell them this right now. If you want to buy video games, you wait till the midweek in December because that's when everybody's going to start doing their sales again.
Yeah, they start panicking. They're like, oh, we haven't hit our market goals for this quarter or this month.
Maybe y'all did.
Prices.
So
listen to you, smart ass.
One last thing I want to mention in Skungy's segment is Blizzard is totally doubling down on the mobile market, and they are working on a Pokemon Go style game that is based on Warcraft.
Oh, Christ.
Yes.
Oh.
So if they didn't learn anything from Diablo Immortal, now we're going to get this Warcraft kind of mobile thing. It's kind of interesting. Look, they got burned this week by Wendy's, right? They did, yeah, on Twitter. It was freaking funny. So, we'll see. We'll see what's because they're all in on mobile.
Why? Why?
Because that's the future.
Mobile's
of
the
gaming.
future, man.
My ass it is. My left wrinkly...
It is the future. Mobile gaming, like it or not, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere.
Change, Dave, is inevitable.
Look, when 12-year-old kids are bitching about having to play games on their phones where it's like, I'd rather be on a console or at my PC playing it, you play it if you only have that option. Yeah, it's nice if you have that option, but nobody gives a rat's ass about it. It's fun if you've got it. Nobody actively searches out, you know what I'm going to do today? I really feel like playing Fortnite on my freaking phone. No one says
not
that.
About stuff like Fortnite. It's about stuff like Pokemon Go.
That
game's been out 2 years almost.
And it's dead.
2 years, and it's still as popular as it was when it came out.
Absolutely. There's still a vibrant community.
Of
All
like
right.
12 people hanging out at Lafreniere Park.
All right, Skungy, hang on for us. We're going to do our Christmas special. Guys, when we get back after these short commercial messages, we'll be talking about our Christmas picks from the Week in Geek. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game.
Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek radio show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek radio show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek radio show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
This is the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now.
Inconceivable!
Follow the Week in Geek on Instagram at The Week in Geek Radio Show.
Ha ha, you fool! You fell victim to one of the classic blunders.
Here's David and Brian.
Welcome back. This is the Week in Geek. I'm D Squared along with
Brian Held.
All right, Brian. I don't really have any catchy music to get us in the mood for Christmas.
Well, while you're looking it up, I have another announcement.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So a Yule Ball by Mystic Management at Cafe Istanbul is going to be taking place on Friday, December 14th. From 10:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Tickets are $20 in advance through Eventbrite or $25 at the door. And it's also my birthday, Dave.
Wait, what?
Yes.
When is your birthday?
December 14th.
I didn't hear that.
Yes. So I'm going to be going to a Yule Ball and dancing the night away to the tunes of Dr. Sick and his sextet. Yes. Right. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
He's really good. I really like the guy, man, and he's a phenomenal musician. So check that out, A Yule Ball by Mystic Management. And I'm getting some tickets to give away on the air, so that'll be happening soon.
Oh, well, that's special.
Yeah.
All right. So we do our annual... I don't even know what the hell we call it. We do it once a year, so I've already forgotten the name. It's just gifts for geeks.
Christmas picks?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know who this is?
No.
Hootie. Well, Darius Rucker. Don't call him Hootie anymore.
All right.
All right. So normally we do, we'll just bandy them back and forth. But this is for all of our listeners who maybe they have a geek in their life as a wife, a husband, what have you, whatever you call yourselves, or a kid. You know, what I mean, like as a parent, I am a giant ass kid too, so my likes really pretty much parallel children. So I'll go first.
All right.
I've been playing Fortnite a lot, and one of the things that is available right now is now this is on Amazon. No, Spencer's. I'm sorry, Spencer's. They are one of the licensed franchisees of Fortnite stuff. They have a foam pickaxe for $30. A little foam pickaxe like you use to break everything up so you can build your forts in Fortnite.
All right, so
$30. And it's foam. It's even kind of pointy, so you probably could put your eye out, which means I will have hours of fun with this.
I'm assuming you want one of those to chase your children around a house with it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or when they bury me under the slab, I can use it to, crack myself out.
All right. So here's my first one, Dave. I know you're very cheap, right?
What? No.
VR is the next thing. It's not is going to be. It is.
Okay.
And maybe this is the chance for folks to start getting in. The Oculus Rift is at the low price of $349 right now.
Wow.
You can go and get it on the website itself, Amazon, Best Buy, all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you what, I was when I was checking it out and checking the sale price, on their front page, they have A Mage's Tale as one of the games, of course,
really?
which you and I demoed from
did.
In Exile, and it's just absolutely incredible. Skungy, no, I'm not trying to say anything bad about you. I was happy to get the PS4 VR experience from you.
No, it's not even comparable. I mean, the Oculus Rift and the Vive just beats the pants off the PlayStation VR.
Yeah, it's.
So we're starting that again?
Oh, yes. We never stopped. I just couldn't find it.
Oh, geez. So, Oculus Rift $349. Get it now while the price is still this low. All right, Skungy, on to you.
All right, so as you know, other than video games, my other big passion is board games. Yes. I'm a board game junkie, and Restoration Games just came out, re-released. It just got finished on Kickstarter, and it's available retail now. They remade Fireball Island.
Okay.
I don't remember that one.
It was an old board game from the 1980s. It was had this statue on the top, and you drop the marbles.
Oh,
in it,
yeah!
marbles went down. Yeah,
yes.
So they just remade it. It's like $50. There's tons of expansions. They've updated it. It's actually bigger than the original one. So, I mean, I am just so excited to actually try to play this game because I used to play it all the time as a kid.
Oh, my God. That is so friggin' awesome. God bless Kickstarter, man, because they had, some game that just, it hit, they had 6 days left, and they already, went, 10,000 over their stretch goals.
Nice.
And it's another board game, but all right, I digress. All right. For me next, I'm going to keep it in the Fortnite vein just for one more, though. So they got a whole bunch of the action figures, like the skull fighters, the skeleton fighters, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For $100, though. And now this is, you got to pre-order it. And this is actually on Think Geek, Skungy.
No.
It is. Actually, yeah, it's that and Amazon. So it's got 4 of the figures. They all got the little pickaxes. It's one of the cooler ones. And it's got the little creepy pink teddy bear one, too, that will murder
the Cuddle
you.
Team leader.
Yes, Cuddle Team. There you go. Thank you. See? I play the game. I don't read the game.
I sell the game.
Yes. But it's fun, man. I've been playing the hell out of it.
All
All right.
right.
What's next?
All right. So I was worried that Skungy was going to steal my next item on this list. It's actually a board game. It is number 1 on Board Game Geek. and it's called Gloomhaven. Have you heard? Yes. Have you heard of it, Dave?
No, I have not.
All right. So basically, it is a board game like Dungeons and Dragons experience that doesn't require a dungeon master. Everything is kind of figured out for you. The box weighs 20 pounds.
Sweet Jesus.
It has so many components and things to it, but it is one of these legacy type games where your characters build up. You don't know who your character is going to be when you start. You're like, I want to pick this design because it looks cool, and then you open an envelope and you get your character stuff, and that's how when you find out what your character is. And then as you build the board, you add stickers to it and different things, so it creates this whole world. And actually, my buddy John Barmore and I talked over the weekend about this. He just played. He loves it. And they are in their fourth printing. Their run is 80,000 copies.
Jesus.
And it's going to take over 132 of those large 18-wheeler shipping containers.
Good God.
To get them out and distributed, because they can only pack one of these things per box. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. And
I own it. So, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's
the size of it. You can crush somebody with it.
Here's the best part, okay? The price is $139.99. Now, Dave, you're going to be like, $140 for a board game?
That's a lot of scratch there.
If you are in a casual gaming group that plays, say, once a week, it would take you over a year to go through the entire campaign.
Really?
Yes. That's how much content is in this.
I don't think I would want to keep seeing the same people week in and week out. I have to see you every week.
But you're a role player. You've run campaigns that have lasted that long time. Don't give me that.
All right,
I throw a rock into the pond.
Yes. Yeah, check for cameras. All right, Skungy, what do you have? Where can people get it, Brian?
Oh, well, it's Gloomhaven. You can just Google it. It's all over the place.
All right, good deal. All right, Skungy, what you got now?
All right, I saw this, and this has got to be one of the coolest things I have ever seen. It's called a pyro bracelet.
A pyro bracelet?
Yes, it's a thing that you put on your wrist.
Okay.
And it literally shoots a fireball out.
Shut up!
Yes, it's
you can burn
apparently a
people?
magician's tool.
Is it flammable? Like is it fake flame?
Yes,
or
it's like flash paper. It
Look,
shoots out like flash paper.
Dave, there's
so
no
you
such
can
thing.
literally make like fire come from your hands like a wizard.
So it's magic.
Dave, there's no such thing as fake fire. Otherwise, fire eaters would be using it. All right.
Fake fire exists.
No,
it does. Just with Greek fire too. Fake fire and Greek fire. They had a kid. They named it Fire.
So, Scuddy, why did you tell Dave about this?
I don't know. I know this.
I wanted to give a loaded gun to the baby.
Because they have flamethrowers too. That's still on last year's Christmas list of flamethrowers. No one's gotten it for me yet.
It's only $150.
So I can. Is this the build your own arsonist kit? Is that what this is?
It's supposed to. The name of the website is called the Illusionist. They're currently out of stock right now, but they say they're getting more in, and I'm like really tempted.
All right, well,
pyromancer in you.
Yes, for the pyromancer in your family too. All right, so this is for all of our sports ball people out there. Shirtbattle.com sports mashups. They have all 32 NFL teams, but they're mashed up with Star Wars characters. So and creatures. So you've got the Buffalo Banthas, you've got the Los Angeles Tauntauns, and of course the New Orleans Squadron. And it's the Rebel Alliance like Rogue Squadron, like Fleur de Lis-ish-esque. And it's all the teams' colors, all the teams like Kansas City Imperial Star Destroyers. So some of them are pretty freaking lame, but like the Pittsburgh Smugglers, they got a couple of them that are pretty damn awesome. And they start at $18.
That's cool.
$18. So the NFL probably doesn't want you to buy these. So by all means, buy as many as you possibly can. Bleep the NFL.
Right. All right. Next item on my list, I wanted to throw a book in here, and Is
it Jezebel Johnston?
No.
Is it Mata Hari?
It's not either one of those. It is the Dark Gifts Trilogy by Vic James. And, of course, you can always go back and listen to our interviews with Vic James. But it's Gilded Cage, Tarnished City, and Bright Ruin. And the number one thing I like about this is the fact that it's 3 books. You get the entire story. It's not like the Wheel of Time that is, 40 books in. And
you're keeping a straight face with Kenny G. Jingle Bells. I love it.
It's hard. It's hard. But Vic James is such a wonderful lady and a fantastic author. and her Dark Gifts trilogy is right for you this Christmas.
And coming probably next year, Brian and I will read Open A by Kimberly Richardson.
Yes.
Oh, yes. That throbbing manhood. All right, throbbing manhood, what you got? Talking to you, Skungy.
Okay. Oh, God. All right, so I got, for the video game person out there, it comes out in 2 weeks. No, actually, I'm sorry. It comes out in 1 week.
Ooh.
The Sony PlayStation Classic.
Ah, which games are on it?
So it's got 20 different games, including the original Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII. It's got the original Grand Theft Auto on it. Ooh. And like Ridge Racer, it's got the original Resident Evil on it as well.
Ah.
It's one of those plug-and-play ones, so it uses HDMI, plugs right up to your TV. And so in these games, if you put old systems on newer TVs, they look terrible.
Right.
So it looks really nice on it, and it's $100. So
well, mine is pretty similar to yours, though, too. I got the Commodore 64 mini console on my list as well. And it's even got DOS on it.
Yes, you can code in BASIC exactly like you used to be able to.
With the Commodore 64,
that's cool.
And that's $100, and you pretty much you at game sellers.
That was actually $79.99.
Oh, okay. Look, I got it as $89. Now, Skungy, answer me this one more, Brian. They have all these arcade 1-up, the machines. They're like half the size of arcade machines, but you can get a stand to put them on, and they're starting at like $250 up to $300. They have Rampage, Pac-Man, Galaga, all these things. I thought they had one that had more than just one game on it, though.
They all have 4 games on them, except for the Street Fighter one.
Okay.
There are 4 different ones. One of them's got with Asteroids, one of them's got with Rampage, one of them's got Street Fighter, and one of them's got Centipede.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So they're depending on which one you get, but they have 4 games. Like the one that's got like Rampage and like Joust and
Gauntlet and Defender. I know.
Nice.
I want that. It's sold out at Wally World, but I'm sure we can find it on the internet somewhere.
They're made very well. I saw them at my conference recently. They're made just like an arcade cabinet. It's really sturdy.
All right, we're almost up to a break. Brian, what you got now?
My last one is a very unique gift. A lot of the artists that we have on our show, Derek Donovan, Ted Wally, Preston Acevedo, Tim Lottie, are all freelancers. Right? That means that they're not necessarily tied to the companies they work for, right? Like Marvel or Image or DC.
Oh, it's not like polyamory.
Right. And so you can reach out to these guys and absolutely commission them to do artwork for you. And how cool would it be to have your very own Captain America as done by Derek Donovan? Right, so and that's the perfect gift if you don't know what to get.
As much as I pick on Preston Avocado, I love the dude. I mean, he really is an amazing artist. Merry Christmas, butthead. This is the last time you got a compliment out of me, but he's pretty friggin' amazing.
Right,
I commissioned him to do one of me and Larry, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So you can always go to their Facebook pages or whatever, reach out directly to them. Sometimes they even list their commission prices on their page, and supporting the art is so super important. So go get a unique gift today.
Absolutely. All right. So that's about it. Scott, did you have anything? We really kind of got to go to a break.
Nah, man. I mean, basically I hit the main ones.
Oh, they have a Transformer mini little flash drive. It's like Rampage, the Decepticon from Soundwave, the Panther.
Yeah.
It's a USB port. It transforms from a USB flash drive to that, and they also have a Swiss Army knife flash drive.
That's cool.
I just thought it was interesting. So that way, even the nerd in your life can stab somebody's eye out with a little Swiss Army knife.
Oh, geez.
Or just play with toys.
After they're already on fire from their bracelet, right?
From the pyro bracelet.
Brian's learning to bring it back full circle. Good on you, son. Skungy, it's Christmas. You know what? No, it's not Christmas yet. You're fired. Get out of here.
Bye.
All right, guys, stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktieTans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
Mata Hari, Agent H21, is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
Yeah, this is Sam J. Jones / Gordon, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. You better be listening. I will hunt you down, and I will find you.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek. Don't let Sam J. Jones find you.
Well, I tell you what, man, if you've ever seen that dude in person, you believe every word of that.
Now, as always, we want to strongly urge you to check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Also, like us on Twitter at TWIG Radio. The Instagram's The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, if you missed any part of tonight's show or you want to catch your favorite part again, you can always find us on Spreaker.com or download the Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. We're also on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, the iHeartRadio app, and a WRR note.
Yeah, but don't feel bad because I'd pump the brakes on my little spiel, too, because we hit how many likes today, Brian?
Oh, yeah. We hit 10,009 likes on our Facebook page.
Is that awesome or what?
Yes. So thank you, everyone out there who tunes in regularly and follows with us and all the great stuff. And a lot of credit to Cyber Ernie because he's running that page and doing a bang-up job.
Absolutely. Tell your friends, but definitely tell your enemies.
This week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future! Yes! Oh my God!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, read by Brian Held. Available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my God!
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. All right, we only got a few minutes.
Yes, all right. November 21st, 1990. Nintendo releases the Super Family Computer, otherwise known as the Super Famicom, game system in Japan. Right?
Okay.
It releases a year later in North America and known as the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Whoa.
Yes. And look, their initial shipment, you're going to like this, 300,000 units sold out within hours, right? There was such a social disturbance, the Japanese government asked video game manufacturers to schedule future console releases on weekends, right?
Bad news, everyone.
And the release also gained the attention of the Yakuza.
Good news, everyone.
Oh, wait, that should be bad news.
Right. Leading to a decision to ship the devices at night to avoid robbery.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Go, Yakuza. Good on you.
Hey, look, they got a game
They don't
too.
just own tattoo parlors now, too. Right.
Yeah,
They have the
exactly.
game and they have to sell your games to you. All right, what's next before the Yakuza kill us?
Yeah, I have to mention this every year. On November 23rd, 1963, is the very first appearance of Doctor Who on the BBC. It's the longest-running sci-fi show in history at 55 years.
You can't count the 20-year hiatus. That's cheating.
There was in syndication.
Bull.
All right, last
Bull
item on my
hockey.
list, and this is for me, Dave. November 25th, 1998. Babylon 5 ends its 5-season run on TNT with the epilogue episode Sleeping in Light.
Everyone.
That's not good news.
And it's over. Woo!
All right, birthdays, all the ladies. On the 19th, Terry Farrell. On the 20th, Ming-Na Wen. 21st, Jenna Malone, who was in Sucker Punch and Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
On the 22nd, Scarlett Johansson. And on the 23rd, Sally Richard Whitfield. She was in Eureka as Allison Blake. And on the 24th, Denise Crosby.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I remember Latasha Yar.
Yes. Our guest next week, Ted Wally with Mathilda, The Forces of Evil versus the Third Grade, will be in studio.
Yes. It's going to be dueling hats.
Yes, it will be.
All right. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
Who you gonna call?
Walton and Johnson, making mornings great on News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans. An iHeart radio station.